like a fruit roll-up. Stop it! I can't! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing another try a chapter video. So basically today I had my midlife YouTube crisis, I guess. So anyways, I asked you guys both on here on the community tab and over on Instagram. I'm like, hey, what videos do you want to see from me? Because I don't know what to do anymore. My channel's just a mess. Listen, I don't know what YouTube expects from me. I hate myself. I'm a mess. Like, I'm not one of those like popular girls that like read romance vlogs with like tons of overly produced B-roll. Like, that will just never be me. So I'm like, YouTube, what do you want from me? I don't know. But anyways, a lot of you guys told me that you liked my try a chapter video that I did last month with thriller books, which I will leave that linked so you can go check that out. And that was like the most requested. And then I got a lot of requests for disturbing book videos. You guys want the extreme horror, the gore, the disgustingness. You want to see me almost puke. Listen, I'm gonna give it to you, okay? Extreme horror, quite honestly, is like my favorite genre. And the extreme horror that I love gives you that like thrilling aspect. I love, you know, the gore, the disgustingness, the disturbingness, but I love when it also gives me like thriller vibes. So that's kind of always what I look for in my extreme horror books. So today I'm going to be doing this very similarly to how I did my last try a chapter. So I'm going to be reading the first chapter of 10 different extreme horror books, and I'm basically going to be ranking them based off of the first chapter, and then my top picks are going to be in a vlog this month. So how we're going to do this, I have 4 of like physical books, and then I have the rest on my Kindle. While I was working, I made a list of like all the extreme horror books that I wanted to read that I currently own physically and on Kindle, narrowed it down to 10 of them, and that's the 10 that I'm going to be reading. So the first one is What Good Girls Do by Jonathan Butcher. Then we have Full Brutal by Christopher Triana. The Black Farm by Elias Witherow. Something Akin to Revulsion by Judith Sonnet. And then on Kindle, I have The Big Head by Edward Lee. The Lost by Jack Ketchum. Endless Night by Richard Lehman. Night of the Prowler by John Athen, and then Into the Wolf's Den by John Athen. And Rites of Extinction by, I don't remember this author's name. Sorry, it'll be up on the screen. I did not write down the author's names. So I don't really know what any of these are about. So I'm just going to start with the first one, read a chapter, and then give you a little summary. Okay, so I think the first book, I guess we'll just start with the physical books. I'm gonna do The Black Farm, and I will update you. First sentence. One last thing. This story is not for the faint of heart. I can't wait. Okay, done. This one jumped right into the story. There's no fluff, there's no BS. That's why I love most extreme horror. This one, we're following this couple, Nick and Jess, and in chapter 1, they kill themselves. They take a whole bunch of pills, and, you know, they're dealing with this immense amount of depression after the loss of their child and just a whole bunch of misfortunes, and they decide to end their lives. And that's chapter 1, and the writing, excellent. Like, I felt the sadness, I felt the grief of these characters in just 8 short pages. So I don't know, 10 out of 10. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. It says, when Nick wakes up, he realizes death isn't the gentle darkness he expected. He struggles to understand the twisted abominations and the hellish world he's now trapped in. I am so freaking intrigued by this book. 10 out of 10. What can I say? Next, I think I'm gonna do Full Brutal by Christopher Triana. I feel like I'm at show and tell right now. The book starts on page 13. What kind of a freaking nonsense is this? Okay. Unfortunately, the first chapter of this book is about a teenage girl. I literally just read about a underage girl and it wasn't my thing. Yeah. So basically this girl, she's like this popular, rich cheerleader in school and she freaking hates it. She hates her life. She's miserable. And she's like, I'm gonna lose my virginity because that's like fun and exciting. And she has these like plans. Like she's not gonna lose it to her boyfriend. She already hinted that she kind of hates everyone. She's a little freaking psycho. Basically, on the back of the book, it says she eventually loses her virginity to one of her teachers, and then it leads her on this life of sadism and basically ruining people's lives. And I'm like, okay, that sounds really interesting, but the first chapter, she was just watching. I had to read about this young girl's. Okay, that's about it. Unfortunately, not something that I'm into. I'm gonna go with like a 1 out of 10 for that first chapter. Yeah. Just something about like a grown man writing about like a young girl's body just kind of weirds me out. So not saying that this is gonna be a bad book, just saying like, that first chapter was like, okay, too much. Too extreme for the extreme horror vlog, which is disappointing because I was actually hoping that I loved that one because I wanted to read that one for a vlog, but all right, moving on to Judith Sonnet, one of my faves. So this is a short story collection. So this is just a whole bunch of short little stories, and it says on the back, it says, warning, these 6 stories contain gore, blood, torture, vomit, piss, shit, rape, abuse, incest, wrestling, drugs, evil characters, and a pizza cutter. Read with caution. So I guess I'm gonna read the first little short story in here called LOL Cow. And I'm pretty sure Judith said that this is like one of the most disgusting things that she's ever written. And this little story is only a couple pages, so I'm going to read LOL Cow. Interesting name. I'm excited to see what it's all about. Okay, so LOL Cow means a person that can be milked for laughs, often without their consent. Something about the way that Judith writes about pus and like boils and fungus and pimples, all stuff that makes me, I'm like almost throwing up already. That's like my trigger. Oh, like bodily, Okay, anyways. His is like a fruit roll up. Stop it! I can't! Oh, this guy's making me want to throw up. Oh my god, not the dog! Oh my gosh. That literally is one of the most disgusting things I've ever read. Like, I don't even know what the actual fuck I just read. Judith! Okay. I'm actually on the verge of puking right now. I don't want to give anything away because it was like a 6-page story, so I'm not going to like spoil that if you want to read this. Although it was like really disgusting and almost made me puke, there was some animal cruelty, which that's like the one trigger that I just can't do. So -2 points for the animal cruelty, +8 for the everything else. So this one I'm gonna put in second place for now. And then my last physical here is What Good Girls Do by Jonathan Butcher. Oh my goodness, I can't. Oh my gosh. Okay, what the fuck is going on? So she's like a good girl, and then she's talking about how like her daddy makes her puke and gag on his you know what? What? But then she said there's other daddies? So what is going on here? Is this like a little cult or what the hell? Sugar daddy? Her actual daddy? I'm so intrigued. So she watches videos of the other girls. Wait, what? She says, sometimes I watch films that daddy gives me. They show daddies doing all the things to their girls that my daddy does to me and teach me how to be a good girl. What the? This is so sexually explicit. All these books so far, except for the first one, have been sexually explicit. I'm just like, oh my god. What? What is this book? Oh my god, 10 out of 10. I am so intrigued. It was like the most disturbing thing, but I have no idea what the hell any of this means, and I'm so intrigued. And like, it says on the back, she lives with no name. She has never left her room, and all she's ever known is abuse and pain until now. She's breathing fresh air for the first time, and then she meets her neighbor, the perfect pupil. Forced to endure a lesson from a nightmarish existence. What the hell? What is this book? Who are the daddies? Who are the good girls? Why are they all effing each other? I just need to know. Oh my god. Okay. 10 out of 10. These two. First place. Okay, now let's get to some Kindle books. I'm like a Kindle girly with all my extreme horror here. Okay, I have two John Athen books on the list. First one's Night of the Prowler. From what I understand, this one's just like a straightforward extreme horror slasher. So this one's just first on here. So I'm gonna open this up and start reading. I know McKay and Haley really love this one, so I am looking forward. It's only like 200 pages. Okay, done with the first chapter of The Night Prowler. This one is intriguing. It's just setting the story up. So we're following this girl Zoe, and she works at this gas station, and her mom basically like drops her off, I guess, and her mom's like, call me if you need anything. And there was a little bit of like a flash, what is it called? Foreshadowing? Not really, I don't know. It says, well, I did, and there was no answer or something like that. So I'm like, okay, obviously something's gonna happen. And then she gets there, and her coworker has this crush on her, and he's like, oh, by the way, like, surprise, you're gonna be working night shift alone tonight. Are you sure you're gonna be okay? I can stick around if you want me to. She's like, no, I'm fine. And these two sketchy guys walk in the gas station. So I am super intrigued by this one. I feel like this is one that's gonna give me a lot of anxiety. I don't know. It's like, you know, the first chapter wasn't exactly mind-blowing, but I just love the way that John Athen's writing just kind of like sucks you in immediately. So I'm gonna go with a 9 out of 10, honestly. I don't know. There's just something about it that I enjoyed. And then next, I'm getting really hungry. I might have to heat my dinner up while I'm filming this, but next, sticking with the theme of John Athen, I'm going to read Into the Wolf's Den. And this one, let me see, it's 310 pages. So yeah, Let me see what the first chapter gives us. I feel like this one might be similar to The Groomer by him because I'm pretty sure it has something to do with snuff films and children. Which The Groomer is like one of my all-time favorite books, and people think that I'm fucked up because of that. And you know what? Listen, I don't need any commentary from the peanut gallery, okay? We already know that I'm fucked up. Like, okay? We don't need Susan from, you know, Massachusetts to let me know that, okay? Oh my God. This was kind of like a lengthy chapter. I don't know how many, it was 16 pages. So much has just happened in 16 pages that I feel like I would spoil you if I told you what just happened. Don't read this book if you're sensitive towards like violence against children and literally like if things involving kids triggers you, don't read this. Oh my gosh. I have so much anxiety. I am sweating. This is how I felt when I read The Groomer, which is on my shelf right here. Oh my God. So this, like, I don't even think he specified how old these girls are. There's two young girls and then the one girl's little sister. He said the little sister's in the 2nd grade, and they're like walking home one day and this creepy van pulls up and there's a guy wearing a pig mask and a guy wearing a wolf mask, and they're like, get in the van, kids. And they're like, no, you're a creepy pervert. Like, we don't talk to strangers. And he's like, no, like, get in the fucking van. Pulls out a gun. So much just happened. I can't tell you anything else from there. I am like about to throw up from my anxiety. Obvious 10 out of 10. This is exactly the kind of extreme horror that I love. I love feeling emotions and anxiety when I read. This is like intense. Definitely the best one so far. Marking it down. This is a 10 out of 10. Okay, next, I think I'm going to try The Big Head by Edward Lee. This was a recommendation by Judith Sonnet. She said that this is like the most offensive and disgusting book ever written. So, a little show and tell. I guess I'm gonna try the first chapter of this bad boy. She told me specifically to read the original Demon Text, which is the version that is like approved by Edward Lee, I guess. I forget what she said, but she said definitely read this one opposed to like the other one that you kind of see all over the place. So I don't even know what this one is about, but the first chapter, what? Am I crazy? There's a one. Is this all the first? And then there's a 1. What? All right, it's only a couple pages, so I guess I'm just gonna read through all these 1s. Oh, okay. Well, the prologue already opened up with a baby's head in a cast iron skillet. Okay, first of all, I hate when authors write like, I don't know how to describe this, like redneck kind of country writing, because like it just doesn't translate well in my brain. So like, girls round these parts, purty as they were, and few of them, I can't even like, it doesn't even translate to English in my brain, so I'm already confused. I don't know what the big head is. Oh, here we go. Now they're explaining it. Called him the big head on account of the congenital hydrocephaly, not that the big head himself would ever know what fucking congenital hydrocephaly was. Oh my God, I hope the entire book doesn't read like this because I literally can't, it's not translating in my head when everything is like spelled incorrectly. Okay, someone please tell me, Judith, please tell me, someone, if you've read this book, if it literally reads in this like jargon, this like country redneck jargon the entire book, because I don't think I can tolerate it if it does. So please advise, because that first chapter I couldn't even comprehend what the hell I just read. I don't even know what this book is about, so I'm going to look up the summary. Okay, so this one is the last 20 pages, I guess, in the like other book. It says that they were completely rewritten. So this is like the original version, I guess, the one that I have. It says it's about this guy, you know, he has this deformity. It says who or whatever he is, he's on a roll now, raging out of the Virginia backwoods, and is leaving his wake a trail of blood, guts, and disgust far beyond the limits of your reckoning. It says realms of perversion, sexual dementia, and bad taste. What is sexual dementia? I've never even heard of that term before. Unfortunately, that first chapter, I'm gonna have to give it like a 2-star. I mean, 2 stars for gore, but I just could not deal with that writing. I'm hoping it was just like the opening scene with the big head. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this book and how the rest of it reads, because like I'm intrigued. I will not read it if that's how it reads. Like if you're reading from his perspective the whole time, I can't do it. Next, I think I'm gonna do The Lost by Jack Ketchum. Okay, this one is fucked. So basically this first chapter, there are these, I think they're teenagers. They're just like hanging out at this campfire, and little do they know their one friend is a little fucking psycho, and he murders these 2 girls. That's all that we know so far. And apparently, let me read you a little bit of the synopsis. It says, 4 years later, the 60s were drawing to a close. No one ever charged Ray with the murders in the campgrounds, but there was one cop determined to make him pay. Ray figured he was in the clear. Tim and Jennifer thought the worst was behind them, that the horrors were all in the past. They were wrong. The worst was yet to come. This sounds really messed up. So when I looked up, sorry, I have like cabbage stuck in my teeth probably. That's cute. So when I was looking up the plot summary of this one, it basically said that it's similar to The Girl Next Door, of course, also written by Jack Ketchum, but not real. Like the Girl Next Door is real. This one is not. And ooh, this one sounds really messed up. Like really, I don't know. Something about Jack Ketchum, like his books make me depressed. Like I love them and I hate them at the same time, you know? So I think I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10 for this one. Moving on to Endless Night by Richard Lehman. Okay, this was another one of just like pure anxiety. Like oh my god, I don't know how I'm even going to pick my favorite books. These are some good ones. So we're following this girl, and in the beginning of the book, like she's having a sleepover with her bestie, and this man, like this stranger, knocks on the bedroom door and stabs and kills her best friend. So now she's like, oh my god, I have to get out of this house, but my brother is in the house. So she like has to escape, like get to her brother's bedroom, and she's like, you gotta wake up, like there's this maniac in the house, like we're all gonna die. And he's like, haha, really funny, like, and she's like, no, seriously, like we have to get out of here. My anxiety is so bad reading these books. Oh my god, I love it. But so it says this one, it says Jody is pretty tough for a 16-year-old girl. So she's 16. It says that's the only reason she's still alive for now. She was sleeping over her at her friend's house when a group of killers broke in and tried to slaughter everyone. Okay, so I guess it's not her brother, it's her best friend's brother. I guess I got them mixed up. But anyways, it says she saw her best friend Evelyn spitted on a spear, but Jody managed to escape along with Evelyn's little brother Andy. Simon was one of the killers that gruesome night. His friends have left it up to him to find the only living witnesses to their massacre, or else they'll butcher his family next. but Simon has his own reasons for wanting to get his hands on Jody. What? Okay, 10 out of 10. I don't know. I don't know. All of these are giving me like thriller, extreme horror, like crazy vibes, and I am obsessed. Obsessed. Okay, so the next one, last but not least, is Rites of Extinction. So I don't really know anything about this book other than a couple people told me that it's good. I don't know anything about it, but it's by Matt Serafini. This one only has like a 3.5-star rating on Goodreads. I don't know, but let me see. So it says Rebecca is a down and out private investigator on the hunt for her daughter's killer. The trail leads to Bright Fork, a sleepy New Hampshire town where Rebecca discovers there is no ordinary manhunt. Her investigation becomes a tangle of brutal killings, secret rituals, and terrifying visions that force Rebecca to question reality. This is more than an opportunity to take revenge on the one who tore her family to pieces. It's a chance to confront the darkness growing inside her. Is this extreme horror? I don't even know. Hopefully this is extreme horror, or I picked the wrong vlog to feature this one, but I don't know, sounds very interesting. It was pretty quick. It was just a couple pages, and basically there's just this woman who's watching this like kid's parents from afar. She's like watching the dad, watching the mom, and then reminiscing on what it's like being a parent and the hardships of being a parent. And then we learn that her child was murdered. We don't really know the details, but you know, she's just saying how hard it is, like being a parent and watching your kids grow up and having like empty nest syndrome, and then it's like a whole other level of depressing once your child is gone. And it seems really depressing. Like it seems really sad and depressing so far. So I think I'm gonna go with like a 7 for that one. Like it was okay. I'm not like obsessed, but I definitely see it being like kind of tear-jerking almost. I don't know. Seems like it could get fucked up. So, okay. Now, I'm going to rank all of these. So, in last place, sadly, is Full Brutal by Christopher Triana. I want to love this one. I hope I love this one when I eventually read it, but is last place. There's that one. Then we have The Big Head by Edward Lee in 9th place. 8th place was the one that I just read, Rites of Extinction. This one could be really messed up. It could be thrilling. It could be very depressing. I don't know. In 7th place, oh my god, 8 out of 10 ratings are already in 7th place because all these books were just so good. Okay, in 7th place, I think I'm gonna put The Lost by Jack Ketchum. Definitely seems like it's going to make me depressed and horrify me. 6th place, Something Akin to Revulsion by Judith Sonnet. Will make me throw up. 10 out of 10 for the puke factor, for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one in the future as well. Okay, my top 5. So the next one is Night of the Prowler by John Athen. I'm super excited to read this one. And then top 4. I guess these are the 4 that I'm going to vlog, I guess. So I think in 4th place, I'm gonna put The Black Farm. 3rd place, oh, this is so hard. This is so hard because all of these are amazing. I guess 3rd place, Endless Night by Richard Lehman. Sounds so good. So good. And then 2nd place, oh, this is hard. This is really hard. I guess this one, What Good Girls Do, because what the hell was this? I am so intrigued, so excited to read this. I'm shocked. And then in first place is, of course, John Athen. I'm obsessed with him. Into the Wolf's Den. This one sounds so messed up, and it's giving me those thriller, anxiety-inducing extreme horror vibes that I'm looking for with the children and the predators and the snuff films. And it just seems like The Groomer by John Athen, which gave me the same type of feeling, and I've been chasing that feeling ever since. So I'm so excited to read this one. And yeah, I will be reading these top 4 books in my vlog this month. So tune in to see that, and I will see you in my next messed up video. Bye!